Beehive Sports Podcast is powered by Swing Juice. Visit swingjuice.com. Use promo code Beehive20. 20% off your golf and MLB PA apparel. Tonight's episode, we have a lot to get into in local shout-outs. Then we're going to get into the buzz kill like normal, reality and overreaction for NFL Week 4. And sports history. We're going to do the October 1st edition. It is the Joe and Devin anniversary edition. Brownie points.
Okay.
You like that?
I like it.
Sketty on Power Rankings Part 2.
Yeah.
I like it. That's good. Things that sting. Got follow-up for the Udoka Celtics head coach, year-long suspension. Follow-up on Myles Garrett. Follow-up on Tua. And then new cases. We're going to get into the fishing tournament cheaters. Crazy shit. I really dug into that. You're not going to believe some of the stuff I'm going to tell you tonight about that whole ordeal, stuff leading up to it, everything. It's bananas what goes on at fishing tournaments. So we're going to dive into that one real good. Giselle leaving Tom Brady.
Allegedly.
They both hired divorce lawyers. She wasn't at the game. It was noted that she was not at the game. It's happening.
Conspiracy. Well, I'll believe it. Dollar Bet says they're reconciled by next year at this point in time. Tom needs an excuse for why he's complete dog doo-doo this year. Divorce.
We're going to get into Antonio Brown, the first and only Things That Sting Hall of Famer. He's at it again. A man dies after a fall at Acrisure Stadium. That'll wrap up the Things That Sting. Then we're going to welcome our guest for tonight. It's going to be Warren Dragon student-athlete touchdown Tommy Nyquist. It's going to be coming in. That'll be about 8:30, 8:45. And then we'll get into the three-bagger, which will wrap up the end of the show. Let's go.
Welcome to the Beehive Sports Podcast. Here are your hosts, Joe and Sketty.
The Buzz is brought to you by Busch Light. Busch Light Apple back on the shelves. Get it wherever you purchase your adult beverages. Please drink responsibly. And Napoli Pizza. That's right. When there's football season on Tbsp, there's Napoli's weekly specials. Pickup or delivery available located in North Warren. And also Hillview Signs and Graphics, Hillview Towing. For your sign and graphics needs or towing needs, contact Hillview 814-730-0348. Ask for Don. He's a great guy. One of my favorite humans, Don Saporito, Sr. Good man. Reminder to audio listeners, live shows broadcasted on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Give us a follow or subscribe. We appreciate that. Facebook and YouTube, you can search the Beehive Sports Podcast, Twitter at the Beehive SP, and Instagram at the Beehive Sports Pod. Live show listeners miss some of the broadcast. Recap with just the audio on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Odyssey, and more. All right. One quick bit before we get into local shout-outs, because I don't have, part of my, activity throughout the week, we like to talk about that. What is within the local shout-outs. It's the Eisenhower game because I went to that. But before we get to that, flag football. Our game this past Sunday, Snakes blow everybody out, right? We won by 1 point. 1 point.
Jeff didn't show up?
No, Jeff played. There's a team that's not too bad. They it's an old team, but they revamped, got a bunch of new guys. Obviously cut a bunch of other guys, but they're pretty solid. So I suspect we will see them again come playoff time maybe, or I don't know if we play them twice in the regular season or what, but they were not bad. So, local shout outs. So the Eisenhower game, I went, took Asher. Devin and I took Asher. It was his first taste of Friday Night Lights. The sounds, the brightness, he was into it until he fell asleep, which didn't take too long.
Cowbell.
Probably got bored watching Eisenhower just beat the shit out of Mercyhurst Prep, would be my guess.
That was supposed to be a big challenge for him.
Yeah, so that was
it did not appear that it was much of a challenge.
No, 33-7 thrashing. Fresh off his TBSP interview, our boy Chris Bunk catches his first touchdown pass. 5 catches, 78 yards. He had a good night. Bauer was just shy of 300 yards. Obviously the defense played great. This was a pass attack, which was something that, they're in our time talking about Eisenhower football this past season. It's been stop the run, what they held the running team or running game to for the other team. They shut down this quarterback. His name's David Baum. So he's like 4th in the District 10 in passing. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say the kid looks like he walked off of a bus for a Division I game.
Oh yeah,
he's huge. Yeah, he's a big kid, and it was something seeing him play. I mean, he moves well. But they just they were ready.
Good.
Got good pressure on. Got good pressure on him, and shut him down. So 6-0 hosting Sagertown this week. Trap game?
Possible.
I don't think so.
Possible.
They seem pretty focused, but this isn't one that I think they're there's no plans of them having any issues in this game, but great atmosphere, good crowd. Line for hot cocoa was a little long. That'd be my chief Eisenhower complaint would be the concession stand line was incredibly long. Took a while for me to get through that, but I mean the game's right behind you, so I just watched the whole game.
Yeah,
which I would say is better, which is better than War Memorial, because at War Memorial, if I'm standing in line for something, I'm underneath the bleachers. I can't see anything.
Yep.
So it was kind of nice, but no, it was fun. Got to see Aunt Debbie and Uncle Donnie. We sat with them. They pull their car into the end zone, back into the end zone closest to the parking lot. So we just sat there with them and made sure Asher was warm, and it was a good time. Fun watching them kids play. So,
yep.
Speaking of Eisenhower alumni, Owen Trumbull, 8 for 12, 111 yards and a touchdown, helping Teal College snap a 41-game losing streak. It's the longest losing streak in college football at any level. Did you know that they were on this skid?
I did not know that. No.
I didn't either. I feel like that should. I mean, I understand that it's negative, but I feel like that streak should have got some more attention, because that's it. It's their first victory since 2017, which was a 28-13 win over Bethany College, the same team they beat 27-26 to snap the streak. So good for Owen. He led the way at QB. But wow.
Yeah.
That's
heck of a losing streak.
Hell of a losing streak. Yeah. It's not great. But now they got something to build on.
Yeah.
So it can only go up from there, right? Because if you start going back, it's still going to take you a while to get to where you were. So, Warren football, they beat just roll over Franklin 36-7. Touchdown Tommy Nyquist, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. He'll be joining us, so we'll get into that, a little more detail later on in the show. But they cruised, so that's a good win for them. I think that was number 100 for Morelli too.
Okay.
Which, the quiet consensus might be that was what he was waiting for before he decides to hang it up. So we'll find out. I guess time will tell. The season's drawing to a close here. This was crazy too. Did you see this? Warren girls soccer beat Oil City 18-1.
I did not see that.
That's a fucking ass beating.
That's pretty impressive in soccer.
That's real impressive in soccer. I think part of the reason why I might not like soccer is because it's always pretty low scoring. Maybe not at the high school level, but when you get to like the pro level, or even college, it's games are tighter. There's 0-0 ties. Like it just doesn't pique my interest, right? Well, 18-1, I want to go to that game. Like I would watch the replay. I want to see the replay of that game.
Yeah.
That's a stomping. Mia and Lena Irwin, Ryan's daughters, the twins.
Okay.
4 goals apiece. Ellie Yeager, 3 goals. They have lost a game since then. They lost to Bradford. I believe that was Monday. But this game was, since last show, and that's what we kind of try and cover. But yeah. I had to note that. Shout out to Warren Girls Soccer for just pouring it on. Also, I did read the article. It said that most of the JV team was playing in the second half. It was 12. They scored 12 goals in the first half. But I like that, there's probably some people who are upset about that score. And if you're upset about that score, don't ever coach sports, please.
Yeah.
Because you can't put in your JV girls and say, don't try. Those girls are getting valuable experience in, for the future of Warren soccer. So I like, if anybody says anything about that, which I haven't heard, but you see games go viral that have scores like that and people are complaining and I don't have an ear for that. I tell them, don't coach.
Yep.
Turn the game off, leave, whatever. Just don't watch it if it bothers you that much. Doesn't bother me. I'm glad that the coach put the JV girls in and that they tried to win, tried to score, tried to keep scoring. It's the point of the fucking game. And they have, like I said, valuable experience. Getting a varsity time in as a JV player, that's huge. So I have no gripes about that at all. Warren volleyball. We have the Warren volleyball watch going. They suffered their first loss of the season to Du Bois. So I caught a bit of that on the live feed from Your Daily Local. They lost in 3 straight, but it's going to happen.
Yep.
That doesn't end the season. They build off that kind of thing. So youth tackle is now wrapped up. The regular season, not the playoffs. But Warren Hogs, 20-0 win over Kane. Ty Bryan threw for 3 touchdowns. Shout out Ty Bryan, past guest. 185 yards passing. We had Wyatt Wilson, Quiet Wyatt, my buddy, 104 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Had an interception on defense. Parker Kaiser, who never leaves the field, 71 yards receiving, 2 tackles, 1 for loss. So that's a good way for them to end their season. They'd missed the playoffs. But the other Warren team, the Warren Dogs, now wait till you see this score. Lost to Coudersport. Coudersport locks up the 1 seed. Warren Dogs get the 2 seed. 2-0.
That's a good score. Scoregami.
Yeah. That might be a score. That's definitely. It's probably a scoregami.
It's got to be a scoregami.
We'll look into that. But it was a bad shotgun snap. Bad snap went through the back of the end zone for the safety for Coudersport. They outgained Coudersport 228-92. Just couldn't find success in the red zone. Sounds like
a 49ers team to me. Just beat the shit out of them and blow it
and lose.
Yeah.
Owen Damcott, 12 tackles. Tanner Stewart, 11 tackles and a sack. Warren hosts Smethport at 1 p.m. Saturday. So this is at the Sheffield. They play at Sheffield right now, obviously, because Warren Field's still whatever the hell's going on there, track or whatever. They're still, getting it ready. I might try and sneak out to this game.
Okay.
Maybe take Asher. It's a playoff game, playoff atmosphere. It'd be fun. So they play, Saturday, 1 p.m. against Smethport. The winner of that, so they're the 2 seed, Smethport 3 seed. Coudersport plays Bradford. So the winner of these 2 matches games play the following weekend for the league championship. So I might cruise down. We'll see.
Okay.
That's all I got for local shout outs. Do you have anything?
Not that I can think of. I think you covered them all.
All right. Buzzing and Buzzkill. What's got you buzzing this week?
What's got me buzzing? Well, I'd love to tell you it was a 49ers win, but when the 49ers play the Rams in the regular season, you can just mark that down as a W. I would say Kelowna Hufanga has got me buzzing this week. Kid's like a little Troy Polamalu running around out there. I got to tell you, it's fucking awesome to watch. It really, really is. Like,
Who?
telling you he's not. Kelowna Hufanga, 49ers safety.
Spell that.
Long hair like I ain't trying to spell it on here. TALONA
Good enough.
HUFANGA. Dude's a stud. Looks like Paul Malo. He ain't that good. I'm not saying he is, but like, I gotta imagine, like, back in the day as a Steelers fan, you're watching Troy Polamalu run around and wreck games. I'm just getting a little taste of that, and it's fucking awesome. Dude's a stud. Just love watching the kid play.
All right. What's got me buzzing? Bobby Wagner for hammering the animal rights activist. Now, I will say that I still think that the guy who lit himself on fire at the tennis match, I think he got his point across a little bit better. He was climate change, though, I think. This guy, animal rights, hammered by Bobby Wagner. News comes out today. The activist has now filed a police report with Santa Clara PD and wants Tack McKinley and Bobby Wagner charged with assault.
It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
It should only go one way. I know if I'm handling that, I know exactly how I'm handling that. I'm going to tell him no. That's, in my opinion, an act of self-defense.
But they say
the Rams are on the road. The dude runs straight over toward their bench. They don't know what his intentions are. Bobby Wagner hit him, knocked him to the ground, and let security take over. He didn't stand there and, beat the shit out of him. He didn't throw elbows or anything like that. He shouldered him one good time, knocked the kid the fuck down, and security took him away. And so I was listening to Kyle Brandt's Basement, new podcast. Kyle Brandt, I like him. He has Josh Allen on every Tuesday. It's pretty good. So he went through and found like what happens to these people who do this, right? Who storm onto the field. And what he found out was obviously it's different state by state. So in some states like Ohio, they can face up to 6 months in jail on top of a fine. In California, I know nobody will be too surprised by this, $250 fine.
Yeah. See, it's a nothing
else. So, but, yeah, I mean, those guys have a clear case, in my opinion, to say, hey, we don't know what that dude's intentions are. If they're already, they're not on their home turf. They're at an away game. They're the away team. Majority of the fans, crowd, bang, bang, Niner gang. They aren't in a position to really just let something like that happen. If he's rushing towards my bench and I'm an away opponent, I'm thinking he's coming to do something he shouldn't be doing. Now, somebody tweeted into Kyle Brandt during this and said what the punishment should be for the person who does this if they're doing it for political reasons. Okay. So if you have a political message that you're trying to, this is, like these protests that we've been covering now for a few months, they've been starting to kind of pop up more and more. This guy said that whatever message you are trying to promote, when they escort you off the field, it should be on television and they should hang a sign on you that is opposite of whatever you're trying to promote. So if you're anti-gun and you storm the field with ban guns, whatever kind of shirt on, then they hang a sign on you that says pro gun and escort you off the field in front of everybody, or whatever it might be. You know, they're pro life and they storm the field. Well, now you're going to wear a pro choice sign and we're going to escort you off. I love the idea myself, because this guy's saying, they literally got released, posted a picture of him, and apparently there was a second one that she got caught as soon as she went over the railing. So the guy made it, the girl didn't. So that's why nobody saw any footage of the girl. She was quickly scooped up and taken out, but they got a picture right outside the stadium minutes later with their shirts on that said whatever, right to rescue, I think was what it was. Don't give their website any traffic. I'll tell you what it is, because I did. It's whistleblowers at animal factories who are facing jail time, which I don't,
Yeah.
not something I've dug too deep in to know that if there's a ton of them or not, but yeah, whatever. Oh, Jody Sidden chiming in on your guy. He trains with Troy.
Yeah. Well, he's a USC guy.
Ufe Umagata Blue. What was his name?
Talona Hufanga. You're going to learn it because he's going to be the best safety in the league in about a year and a half.
I doubt that. But okay. What's killing your buzz?
What's killing my buzz? I'm going to go back to the well on this one. The moving crunch, man. This is it. Probably the last show in this house.
Oh, really?
Unless internet doesn't get hooked up there. Then there might be one show with me on a folding chair. It might be a little interesting setup next week.
Little white trash Wednesday.
Little white trash Wednesday possibly next week.
I like it.
Yeah, the stress and the crunch is just killing my buzz. Wanted to golf today, couldn't do it.
I also would have liked to golf today.
Just
be nice out.
I love fall golf, and yeah, just sucks.
All right, my buzzkill for this week is Aaron Judge in the home run fiasco. Tired of hearing about it. Loved seeing everybody speaking up, saying, "Hey, I'm trying to watch college football, not Aaron Judge's at bats." Congratulations, Aaron Judge. You have the 7th most home runs in a single season. Roger Maris Jr. says he did it clean and he should be viewed as the legitimate home run king. That's a nice thought, Roger Maris Jr., who the only reason anybody knows who you are is because of your father, but he's not. Turns out he's not. Turns out there's 7 seasons of more home runs ahead of him.
How do we even know he's legitimate? Like, what happens if he gets popped here in the next year, 2 years?
Right. Then we can.
Then it's just another season.
Yeah.
We can celebrate this after his career's over. He makes it through without getting busted. Maybe.
I will say that I have seen pictures of Judges in high school, and he's pretty big. So,
well, I mean, he's just a large human. He was 6'7", 6'8". Like he's
a big dude.
I'm not saying he is on juice, but everyone said they weren't on juice back in the day, and everybody was on juice.
But so, I just the people who I can't handle right now are the ones who are just trying to pretend Bonds didn't hit 73. You can do that all day long. You can pretend all you want, but that doesn't make it real. And that's, part of the facts versus feelings problem with our country to begin with. Now it's just poured over into sports, and it's just sad. But it's a great season. I mean, 62 home runs. I'm not fucking discrediting that at all. Like he hits the piss out of the baseball. There's no doubt about that. Everybody knows that. He's about to sign a massive contract as soon as the season ends. He's going to get paid.
Yes.
And it might not be with the Yankees, which is also, something to note. Hunter, this is something I completely agree with. Juice doesn't help hand-eye coordination. You still have to have the ability to make contact with the ball. So last night at work, I'm talking with Kyle Gray. Kyle Gray, big baseball guy, loves baseball. He said that he went through and actually watched. You can find a YouTube video of all Barry Bonds 73 dingers during that season. And Kyle was like, I just can't believe how many went into McCovey's Cove. You don't see that very often. And I said, that right there is the steroids. The fact that he got him over the fence is not. The fact that they went into McCovey's Cove that many times, that probably had something to do with it.
I call shenanigans on that whole theory though. Like steroids is not going to make you a great hitter.
No,
but how many
correct.
60 home run seasons are there in the non-steroid area or in the non-steroid era? There's 3. Sammy Sosa had 3 in his little hot streak while he was on the fucking juice. Like people think steroids is all strength. It's also recovery time. When you're playing 162 games, when you come out the next day feeling fucking fresh and everybody else is like, shit, I just played fucking baseball for 4 days in a fucking row. I'm sore. I'm getting old. And they're just like, Barry Bonds is whatever he is, 36, 37 years old, fucking cranking out 73 home runs. Shit. I couldn't do something for 162 days in the summer. No chance. I'm 35. I'd be out of shape, done. I just don't. People shake that off too easy for me.
But it is important to note, though, like Hunter said, that it doesn't change the fact that the dude had a sweet swing.
He did. Yeah,
his
absolutely.
bat speed was phenomenal, and people just want to, whatever. I don't care. I don't give a shit what he took. Whatever. It was fun to watch. He's still the home run king.
I'm the let them all juice. Let's do it. Open it right up.
All right, that's my buzzkill. So I think that's gonna wrap that up. We're going to reality and overreaction. This is becoming one of my favorite parts of the show. Get the tunes up, set the mood here. All right. Reality or overreaction. NFL Week 4. Cooper Rush is playing well enough to take Dak's job.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to have to classify this as an overreaction simply because Jerry Jones is never going to let it happen. But if I were in the Cowboys, it'd be awful hard for me to switch back to Dak right now. Awful hard. I'd be saying take your time, get that hand right, and let Cooper play it out a little bit more.
What's going to be interesting to see is if Cooper continues to win. Dak gets healthy. They put Dak in. Dak struggles. People will be calling for Cooper Rush to play.
Yeah.
That's fair, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you paid Dak. It's the economics of the thing. Dak's getting paid, $40 million a year? They might take their time bringing him back, but there's no way you're benching Dak for Cooper Rush. Like, it's just not going to happen. It's not even if it should happen, it's not a real thing that's going to happen.
Couple comments on that. Hunter says reality. Jonah says Dak's a goner.
Yeah, just I'm sorry to inform you it's just not going to happen. They're paying him way too much money.
And Joe Colosimo says they should have stuck with Romo.
Does not surprise me.
Reality or overreaction? The Seahawks actually upgraded by trading Russ.
Again, I'm going to say, as of right now, probably a little bit of an overreaction. I mean, we're talking about 4 games, but this is something that is trending towards reality. Geno has looked really good in that system. Russ just doesn't look good in Denver. Didn't look good in Seattle his last few years. Although he did always seem to start hot the last few years, and then by like the midseason, he was just garbage again. So we'll see what happens. A little too early to go that route.
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion on this one. But I mean, that's the purpose of reality or overreaction is too early to tell comments. Are they or aren't they? And that's so it would be an overreaction currently, but it could be something like you said, trending towards
I think
reality.
It's trending towards reality. Yeah.
Russ looks terrible.
He does not look good, and the Broncos just lost Javonte Williams. I mean, it could be ugly up there. Melvin Gordon can't hold on to the football. Not good.
Reality, overreaction.
Overreaction.
The NFC East is the best division in football.
Overreaction. God, that's an overreaction. Biggest overreaction we've had maybe in the history of doing reality and overreaction. The Eagles are really, really good. The Cowboys are meh. The Giants are meh. And the Commanders are dog doo-doo. So, yeah, no. They're not the best division in football. I don't know who the best division of football is because there are not many really strong teams right now. But yeah, it ain't the NFC East. I can tell you that.
Reality or overreaction? Atlanta can make the playoffs.
Oh, that's a reality. The NFC is not good. They can definitely get in. Be a little bit tougher with Patterson on the IR, but yeah, the NFC is bad. Anything could happen over there.
Do you remember the NFL Mega Show when we went through Atlanta's roster and we were like two games? They win 2 games.
Yeah, they've been impressive so far. I mean, again, NFC is just bad and they're hanging around, but yeah, but I don't know. It's impressive to see. I mean, Carolina's they are intriguing. Yeah.
We got a comment going back to the last one. This is regarding the NFC East. Overreaction. They're annually the worst every year, and it won't change much this year. He's not wrong. They've been
I don't think
for a while.
They've been bad for a long time, but they are not the worst. I mean, the AFC South is just poop. There's not a lot good going on there. Yeah, I just don't know. I actually think maybe I guess you got the Ravens and the Bengals. That's not true. Yeah, AFC South.
That's still your worst division?
I think AFC South, yeah.
I could probably side with that one. Reality or overreaction? The Colts can't win unless Jonathan Taylor shows up.
I got to tell you, I haven't really sat down and watched a whole Colts game this year. I probably should because it's a dumpster fire. I don't know what the hell's going on down there. But I can tell you Jonathan Taylor hasn't shown up since week 1, if that means anything. Yeah, I think they need Jonathan Taylor to get going and kind of protect Matt Ryan a little bit, play that good defense. That's what's going to set you up to win.
Yeah, he's out tomorrow.
Jonathan he's out tomorrow, yeah.
So that line has moved.
I think they can win this game.
That line's only moved to half a point.
Yeah.
Because I was anticipating big movement when they said Taylor was going to be out, and it's at, I think, Broncos 3.5 now.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch this because I haven't sat down and watched him play. I mean, wish I was getting to see Taylor in there, but just want to see what's going on, have a little bit better analysis.
Well, I can tell you I've watched the Broncos a few times, and it's like
the Broncos I've watched, they're dumpster fire.
Prepare yourself for a nap.
Dumpster fire.
They're a boring football team.
Their punter's awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. The kid's a stud.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Reality or overreaction? Saquon Barkley is the best running back in football.
Running back is so situation based. It's hard to say that for me. I'd say a little bit overreaction again because of the situation. But I mean, right now the he's playing the best football at the running back position, I think, this year. Patterson might have been challenging him a little bit, but Saquon Barkley looks like he's back. I'm excited. I have him on one fantasy team, so it makes me a little more excited than I normally would be. But yeah, I think that he's looking sharp. I'm hoping to see him stay healthy for the length of the season.
I have him in fantasy, so I've been very, very pleased with Saquon Barkley this year. Now, and then sidebar here, tons of chatter in Bills pages and everything about them, trying to make a move for Saquon. And as good as he is, I don't love what the price would be for a 1-year rental because they're not going to pay him after the season. And secondly, wouldn't Buffalo basically have to change their entire offensive philosophy if they brought Saquon Barkley in? They aren't a running football team. They are a pass-heavy football team.
He's a good enough pass catcher. He could fit there, and then you just sprinkle him in like 15 carries a game, helps keep him fresh. They could have made it work.
I still think it's
Hunter makes a good point. I totally forgot about Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb just has been doing it quietly there in Cleveland.
That's what Nick Chubb does, everything quietly, and that's what I love about that guy.
We're going to find out here. They're starting to get into the teeth of that schedule a little bit. So now that you're not playing bum squads the first 4 weeks, we'll see if Chubb can keep it rolling this year on a not so good football team.
Reality or overreaction? Baker Mayfield is done as an NFL QB.
I'm happy you brought this up because I was going to pose the question, are the Panthers actually going to go to Sam Darnold when he comes back and is healthy? Like, are they going to move on from Baker? Because he has been absolute trash. I really think that Baker's very close to being done in the NFL.
At least as
backup quarterback, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be a backup quarterback, but I really don't know. I don't know if he's ever going to get a chance to start again. I mean, it's going to have to be a almost Geno Smith style situation where a team is trying to tank and you're the best they got. I just not seeing it there for Baker.
Yeah, it's. I mean, Hunter notes it here. QBR is a 15, and that is the lowest in the stat era of a QB rating through the first 4 games of a season. He looks like shit.
It's sad too because there's you got DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, there's some talent around you. I don't know what the state of their line is, but I mean, it's bad. And their defense has played pretty well, it seems. It's just a mess down there. Look, making the Browns look smart, which is hard to do. Good job, Baker.
I actually don't really like that. Actually, I hate that. I was hoping he would do really well, but
I was too. But this is actually it's making the Browns even. Deshaun Watson doesn't have to play the game, and it looks like a home run right now. Just get him the fuck out of there. Guy's no good.
Reality or overreaction? Eagles are the clear NFL frontrunners.
Define this. You mean like when you say front runner, like they're the best team in the league?
Best team in the league.
Man, right now, if I had to do a power rankings, I don't know how I wouldn't put him number 1 currently. I don't know that holds till the end of the season. I just don't know if I have enough faith in Jalen Hurts. I don't know if he could outduel Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, I think clear cut at least the 3rd best team in football, and they're probably more complete than both of those teams. They get it done. Get it done on defense. They get it done running the ball. They can throw the ball. They seem like a complete team, but the quarterback's the X factor, and I still have to see him beat one of those really good guys, go out there and outscore him to believe that. But this Eagles team is really sharp. I think they're a really solid football team.
So they beat. I'm going overreaction as far as are they the best team in the NFL? They beat the Lions, who they allowed 35 points on. And they're giving up the most points in the league also. They beat the Vikings on a Monday night, so that almost doesn't count because Kirk Cousins prime time. They beat the Commanders.
Yeah, Commanders.
Commanders are terrible. They beat the Jaguars. And if you look at the remainder of their schedule.
After getting punched in the mouth.
Up 14 or down 14-0.
Well, throw the pick 6 and that, and I kind of thought, oh man, maybe the Jags are good. And that's what good teams do. They settled down. They scored 29 unanswered.
Is that what it ended up being?
I mean, I know the Jags scored a touchdown late to make
20 unanswered.
Yeah, 20 unanswered. Okay.
In the second quarter. But you look at the rest of their schedule. I mean, Cardinals, Cowboys, Steelers, Texans, Commanders, Colts, Packers, Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Saints and Giants. There are a lot of people running for a futures bet on them currently that they go 17-0.
Yeah, I say that's stupid. It's the NFL. You're gonna lose a game in there someplace, but there's not a lot of tough teams in the NFL this year. I think they could do it. They're one of the 3 I think that look above and beyond the rest of the field.
All right, so we're gonna go. These next 2 are regarding last year's playoff teams. Some of them, not all of them. Reality or overreaction? The Titans, Bengals, Raiders, Patriots, and Steelers will all miss the playoffs.
Man, there's only. I would say that's an overreaction. I don't think they can all miss the playoffs.
I think the last 3 do, and the first 2 probably make it.
I see the Titans. I don't believe will get in. I think the Bengals.
I think
I still got enough.
they're going to get in because they're
Joe
going
Burrow.
to win the South.
You think they're going to win the South?
I think they win the
I mean,
South.
it's going to be ugly. They're not good.
They're not good.
I mean, the whole South is bad. I just would not
Right.
like go. I'm not. I wouldn't say that I'm confident in them winning the South. Like I would. They could win it.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. And so they have the way their schedule's set up, and I'm going to try and pull it up here real quick. The way their schedule's set up, they play the Colts twice in 3 weeks. So they just beat them, and now they're about to play them again. Not this week, next week. And those to me are probably the top two teams talent-wise in that division. I say that lightly because I think the Jaguars are a little bit better than we're giving them credit for.
I think in that division, the Jags can compete.
So the
Titans they're young up and coming.
Commanders this week, Colts again. So if they take two from the Colts, I'll pose the who wins that division question again in 2 weeks. They have a bye week in there, I guess. So 3 weeks. If they take two from the Colts, I think it's going to be tough for them to lose that division.
Oh, we'll see. I don't.
They do have a little bit of a tough. They have a tough November. Titans do. They got the Chiefs, Broncos, Packers, and Bengals.
They literally have no receivers now. I think Trey Burks just went on IR, if I'm not mistaken.
They're just going to do what they always do, though, and rely on Henry.
Derrick Henry and his 16 yards a game. I guess he had an okay game this week, right? He's 100
last week. Hunter says Raiders have a lot of talent. They could go on a run.
I agree.
But I think
I'd say same with the Bengals.
If their coach was anybody else other than Josh McDaniels, I would probably agree that they could go on a run. I just think that he's in over his head when it comes to the head coaching spot. Reality or overreaction? The Bucks.
Go ahead.
Cowboys, Rams, and Cardinals all will miss the playoffs.
The Bucks aren't going to miss the playoffs. I don't think they're going to still get in. The Rams and Cardinals, if they missed it, I would not be surprised because they are both pretty dog shit this year.
They're pretty bad.
Cowboys, again, it's the NFC. I hate to say anyone's going to. I mean, we just talked about it. The Falcons have a chance to get in here. I'd be shocked if all four of them miss it, but I would say 2 out of the 4 are going to miss it. Possibly 3 of the 4 will miss it.
Reality or overreaction? Shanahan will start another long win streak against McVay.
Oh, yes. Reality, 100%, because the Rams aren't good enough to get in the playoffs this year, and after that, it's going to get real ugly, and we own them in the regular season. So, yeah, it might be another 4 or 5 years before Jamie sees a win against the old San Francisco 49ers. Poor guy.
Reality or overreaction? Last one. Bills flew it or Ravens blew it?
I hate to tell you this, but the Ravens blew it. And, not trying to knock the Bills at all again, but when you're up, it was 20-3 at halftime? Yeah, this is the second time you've done it in 3 weeks, right? Was it 3 weeks ago when they just blew a massive lead to the Dolphins?
Week 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the Ravens' MO at this point. Offense quits moving in the second half. Defense starts giving up points. You got to get something figured out there, Harbaugh, because your team is too talented to be doing shit like this.
So, I'm going to look up a number here. The Bills have allowed 58 points this season, okay?
Yep.
How many of those do you think have come in the second half of all of the games combined?
Have they allowed any in the second half?
7.
Okay, I was going to say 6. I was trying to think of when
51 in 4 games. They've allowed 51 points in the first half. In 4 games, they've allowed 7 points in the second half. So this is why I'm going Bills flew it. They are making making halftime adjustments every game, and it's just working. Whatever the moves they're making, the pieces in place. No, 7 points in 4 games in the second half. That's no good.
Rams, concussed Tua, Titans, and the Ravens, who just did this 3 weeks ago. Like, yes, it's a good stat, but I'm just, is it them or is they just getting that cake part of the schedule?
See, so this is why. So what I love too about this game is everybody was on, and this is a Kyle Brandt take, so I'm not taking credit for this, but I loved what he said. When a team like Buffalo is being crowned before they've won anything, and that's what had happened the first few weeks of the season, power rankings, preseason, everything leading up to this season, all the Vegas odds have them as a favorite to win the Super Bowl. When a team is crowned before they win anything, people look for anything they can nitpick at. And what people were after them for was the one-score games. Oh, they can't win one-score games. They lost their last 7 one-score games. So they did that. So now anybody else I'm anxious to see what the next thing is that they will nitpick at with Buffalo, because I get it. I understand they're getting way too much attention for not having done anything yet.
Well, I mean, I think the thing too is, you looked at Buffalo weeks 1 and week 2, looked absolutely dominant, best team in football. They were just crushing people. And little snafu against the Dolphins with, you're banged up, you got the cramp game, whatever. This week, I didn't think that Buffalo was going to win that game until they got, whatever, was it the interception on 4th down or broken up play? When they get the ball back there on the last drive? Yeah.
Which was another call that a lot of people brought into question this week, was that, smart call on Harbaugh's part, because as soon as I got that pick, I said, well, Josh Allen's getting them into field goal range. You can't take a field goal there. If you take a field goal there, you're basically playing hoping best case is overtime, because you're not winning the game in regulation. You kick it down there, Josh Allen's getting you the 20, whatever it'd be, 35 yards to get in field goal range. They were going to win that game. That was what a lot of people were attacking Harbaugh on. They're like, well, he doesn't trust his quarterback. He doesn't trust his defense. And everybody was like, well, I mean, they knew that if Allen got back onto the field with just a field goal lead, or, they had a 3-point lead, and you bring Allen back onto the field, he was going to break off in the Ravens' ass.
Well, yeah, you're overtime. That was your best case. You weren't stopping them. I don't think worst case, you lose the game in regulation. Best case, you go to overtime and you win the coin toss. Harbaugh made the right decision there, 100%. You have Lamar Jackson, who everybody wants to crown as the best quarterback in the NFL, and you don't score a point in the second half. What's happening?
All right, so unless you already know it, we're going to find out. This is the last bit we have before we wrap up the buzz. There was a scoregami in week 4. Do you know what it was?
It was the Seahawks-Lions game, wasn't it?
Seahawks-Lions. 48-45 was a scoregami. So we got one. Took 4 weeks to get into the season to get one, but there's one out there. So and maybe the Warren Dogs too. 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna have to do that. All right. That's it for the buzz. You got anything else you want to note before we slide into the next segment here? All right. The buzz is brought to you by Busch Light. Busch Light apples back on the shelves. Get it wherever you purchase your adult beverages. Please drink responsibly. And Napoli Pizza. That's right. When there's football season on Tbsp, there's Napoli's weekly specials. Pickup or delivery available. Located in North Warren. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with This Week in Sports History.
Whenever you crack open a Busch Light, the mountain starts singing.
It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you.
What is going on?
Hit it, Giant Kenny G.
It's so smooth.
Light beer.
Hungry? Watching the game? Order some Napoli's Pizza, voted the best pizza in the Times Observer Reader's Choice every year. Homemade, hand-tossed, delicious hot pizza, stromboli, salads, subs, and so much more. Located in North Warren, come on in or call 814-723-7455 and ask about our specials. Pickup or delivery available 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Again, that's 814-723-7455.
Hi, this is Brian Hagberg, and I wanted to take a moment and tell you about our new website, yourdailylocal.com. Your Daily Local is your new home for news, sports, and events in Warren County and beyond. Our goal is to cover the people, places, events, and happenings that matter to you in a variety of ways, including writing, video, and audio. And the best part? All of our content is available for free. Head to yourdailylocal.com to get the news you need when you need it.
Let's take a look back at this week in sports history.
This week in sports history brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. So we're doing October 1st, my anniversary edition. Devin, 6 years. 6 years.
Congrats.
Yep. You were there.
Really? 6? Yeah, I guess 6 years is right. Yeah.
2016.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we got a third party who joined us. Times are moving on, That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
All right, 5 fast facts for you. And we're going to kind of speed it up a little bit so we can get to our guest, Touchdown Tommy. Number 1, 1919, the infamous Black Sox scandal. So keep in mind, all of these facts took place on October 1st. In 1919, infamous Black Sox baseball World Series begins with Cincinnati Reds. Dutch Rudder pitching a 6-hitter and hitting 3 RBIs and 2 triples and a single in a 9-1 rout of the White Sox. So that's game 1. Game 1, October 1st, 1919, what ended up being the Black Sox scandal. Number 2, 1922, former Chicago Staleys play first NFL game as the Chicago Bears beat Racine Legion 6-0 at Horlick Field in Racine, Wisconsin. Got me thinking, Racine used to be like a fucking sports hub back in, the early 1900s. I mean, they had a pro football team. They had the Racing Bells or whatever they were called, was one of those one of the baseball teams that played in the all-girls baseball league during World War II.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Or was that World War I?
World War II.
World War II. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just kind of funny to think about, like, how if you went back to that time, like Racine was like, oh yeah, they got all sorts of pro sports up there. Now they have, none. So it's just crazy. 1932, Babe Ruth's legendary call, sledged by Cubs dugout, points to center field before homering into the Wrigley Field bleachers in the 5th inning, Game 3 of the World Series. New York Yankees win 7-5. So that's the call your shot game, October 1st, 1932. You buy that one?
I
could see the skepticism on your face. Like, I could just
I know. I've just heard so many.
Could see how skeptical.
Well, I mean, it's one of those stories where, like, yeah, you want to believe that it's true because it's a sweet story, but you think about how the baseball players are getting loose,
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that too, like pointing at the pitcher, getting ready to get his timing down. It's possible, but it's also possible.
Or it's possible he was just
there,
like,
"Fuck you! I'm about to mash this dumb bitch," and then he did it. Yeah, I don't know. That's like you said, I'm with you. I want to believe that happened.
Yeah.
Will we ever
I'm
know?
with you.
I don't know. All right. 1946, Cleveland Indians pitcher Bob Feller claims his MLB record 348th strikeout of the season in a 4-1 win versus Detroit. Record stands for 19 years. So, for reference, Garrett Cole led the majors this year with 248. That guy had 3. But this is, we've talked about this with different eras and different pitchers and stuff, how, these guys would pitch. They go into extra innings and they pitch all 15, 16 innings, whatever it ended up being.
Yep.
Times were different. So 348 strikeouts versus 248 this season. So 100 less. That's
you got to see the innings pitched on that.
Yeah, I'd like to. So just, I thought that was interesting to throw up that reference to see, how far out current leader is versus what it was in 1946. 1961, New York Yankees. Speaking of which, we're 17 days away.
Is that all? I knew it was coming. I thought you forgot about it.
17 days away till I would never forget something like that. 17 days away until my oath of 1 year of not making fun of the Yankees is expired. Just in time for baseball playoff.
Special show.
We should do an entire segment where I just make fun of the Yankees for that entire time. But yeah, so
get it out of your.
1961, New York Yankees right fielder Roger Maris becomes MLB's all-time home run leader when he passes Babe Ruth's mark with the 61st home run off Boston rookie Tracy Stollard in a 1-0 win at Yankee Stadium. So Judge breaks the record, yesterday? So he was 4 days shy of doing it, the same day that Maris did. 1961, October 1st, Maris hits his 61st. Now he's 8th on the list of all-time home run leaders for a single season. Congratulations. All right. That's all I got, though. That's 5 fast facts for this week. This Week in Sports History is brought to you by Your Daily Local. Visit yourdailylocal.com for the news you need when you need it. Going to take a quick break. Be back with Sketty on.
Hey there, everyone. This is Phil with JP Photography. I know. A photography ad on a sports show? I get it. You're here for sports talk and listening to Joe and Sketty's insane rambling.
Wait, what?
But bear with me for a few. I just want to tell you that JP Photography not only offers wedding photography, but also does events, engagements, headshots, family photos, and even some product photography. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Just search for JP Photography or go directly to our website at johnphilphotography.com. That's JONPHIL photography.com.
He's absolute trash.
Sketty on. Let's have a listen to what Sketty's on this week.
0% chance that works.
This week's Sketty On is brought to you by Complete Roofing Systems. The best the business has to offer, match with the best prices. For your free estimate, find them at crsroofingteam.com or call them at 716-640-4609. All right, so last week I went off about this ESPN power ranking deal. I think this weekend Joe sends me a text and he says, hey, don't worry, the Rams only dropped one spot after getting smoked by the 49ers. So I found the new power ranking system, and this will be the last time we talk about it because it's so horrendous, but I just like to point this out. I feel like it's like Always Sunny, the meme where Charlie's got the yarn thing behind him. That's what I need to do the new ranking system this week. Kansas City is now number 1 after beating the 8th ranked Tampa Bay Buccaneers after being 4th last week. Somehow, Buffalo, who was 2nd last week, beat the 6th ranked Baltimore Ravens, and they just stayed at 2. Philadelphia Eagles, you win against the Jags, you just stay at 3. Green Bay squeaks out a game against freaking, what's his name, Brett Zappa-Snack or something like that, in overtime. They bump up to 4 from 7. Is that his name? Brett Zappa-Snack?
I think it's Bailey.
Whatever. Bailey Zappa-Snack. Close enough. Miami. You lose to the 10th team. Don't worry. You go from 1 to 5. The Rams get smoked by a team that's not even in the power rankings. You only drop 1 spot. The Vikings squeak one out against the Saints. You bump up from 9 to 7. Tampa Bay, you lose to the 4th-ranked Chiefs. Don't worry about it. You're still at 8. Baltimore, you drop 3 spots for dropping a close one to the Bills. And, Cincinnati, you beat the best team on our list. Yeah, you get to stay at 10. Who makes this shit?
Couldn't tell you, but I did. I definitely texted you and was like, what was it? The Rams one's what really got me.
Oh, yeah.
They're 2-2, and they
spot to 6.
Yeah, they were at 5 and they go to 6.
That's what I just like Kansas City. You go from 4 to 1 now granted they did look really good against the Bucks. But the Bills beat the 6th-ranked team and they were 2. And they're just like, now you get to stay in the same spot. Like, what are you looking at? I don't get what their formula is. I don't know what the person who does it's thinking. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't the guy's name, I don't recall what it was. Did you write it?
Did they really? I did. I didn't see the guy who does it. Whoever it is.
I'm probably thinking of a different one, but sometimes they put per so-and-so at the bottom of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's usually what they do.
Were so fucking bad that they were like, I don't know if you want to put your name on this one, man. Like, let's just shoot it out there and we won't tell you about it.
Yeah, it doesn't say the name. Yeah, I just I don't understand it. I thought it was bad last week, and then just seeing the changes he made or she made this week, it's just like, what were you watching? What were you thinking? What's going on in your head? I want to know. Like, I don't know how you can watch that Rams thing.
I think it's a list of their favorite teams.
And think it's gotta be what it is. They're like, oh, these guys were good one point in time. We're gonna put them on there.
I like them.
I don't know if the Rams are one of the top 15 teams in the NFL right now. They do not look good at all.
Did not look like it the other night.
Nick Bosa by himself, 14 pressures the other night. I mean, get a line. Call somebody.
Yeah. All right, wrap it up.
All right. This week's Sketty On is brought to you by Complete Roofing Systems. The best the business has to offer, matched with the best prices. For your free estimate, find them at crsroofingteam.com or call them at 716-640-4609.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the things that sting.
Jones Pest Control, your hometown pest control company servicing residential and commercial properties in Warren and surrounding areas since 2015. Sean and his crew will work tirelessly to keep your home or business free of insects to rodents and everything in between. Contact Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548 and set up an appointment today. And remember, ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control, 814-230-9548.
Checkout means sales and services with 2 locations on Warren's east side. Their garage at 800 Lexington Avenue not only services cars sold by Means, but has knowledgeable staff and modern state-of-the-art equipment waiting to serve their hometown of Warren. Whatever you need, including alignments, tires, brakes, yearly or enhanced PA inspections, oil changes, and much more. Make your appointment today at 814-723-7191, extension 2.
It's now time for the things that sting. The worst stories in sports, according to Joe.
This edition of the Things That Sting is powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. That's 814-230-9548. Sean was over today, actually, doing the old pre-winter kill all the spider spray.
Yeah, I need to call him for the new place. Yeah, I need to get on that.
You might want to call soon because he's busy and
Booked
can't
up.
find help. So if you're looking for a job out there, Jones Pest Control is looking for help. Good help, reliable help, and your boss is a cool ass dude. So might want to look into that. Yeah, he told me he's a couple weeks out just because it's that time
No
of year.
kidding. Well,
Yeah,
it's that time of year.
It's that time of year. Yeah, everybody wants to get it done pre-winter so that all the critters that are trying to move indoors to stay warm die, and that's what I did today. So, yeah, get a hold of them. 814-230-9548. Ask them for a job application. All right. So we have 3 follow-ups. We talked about the Celtics head coach suspended 1 year. Really the only follow-up I have here. Give me 1 second. I think I know why the music was getting choppy there.
Why?
Did you notice the music getting choppy at all or no?
Your mic was getting choppy.
Okay, I know why. Because my laptop wasn't plugged in.
Good work.
Yeah, is it better now?
Tech guy. Still need a tech guy. 100%. Yep.
Definitely need a tech guy. Been needing a tech guy for a while. We need a graphics guy, a tech guy. Yeah, we need help. All right, so hopefully that fixed anybody if anybody had any issues. Yeah, my computer screen just went dim, and I looked down and it said battery low, and I'm like, oh, good.
That'll
Sorry about that. All right. So like I said, we talked about Udoka, the improper relationship with team staff member who later alleged he made unwanted comments toward her, prompting a team investigation. He ends up getting suspended. This isn't much of a follow-up, but what I do have is an update. The small update is per Matt Barnes, who apparently knows something that the rest of us don't. He said when everything comes out about what took place with Udoka, he will be lucky to coach in the NBA ever again.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add that in there because we talked about this story last week. So I'm curious to see how this all shakes out and if that stuff comes out, which I'm sure it will. But sometimes they like to protect people. Maybe they'll try and keep it under wraps. Usually shit gets leaked by somebody, though. Somebody wants to be the person to tell the story. So follow up, Myles Garrett. Hospitalized after a single vehicle crash. We talked about this last week. He missed this past week's game. The update we have, he was issued a citation for failure to control his motor vehicle. The crash report states that he was driving at an unsafe speed for the type of roadway, 65 and a 45, and, swerved to miss that animal.
Swerved to miss the animal.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was texting. I didn't know what you were.
Yeah.
My bad. Got a couple comments. Hunter. Oh, so see, Hunter did say, and he actually texted me in between segments that Mike was crackly. You didn't confirm that, Sketty, so I figured you could hear me well. Was it bad? Like, could you hear me still?
Well, no, I can still kind of hear you, but you were a little crackly. And then I said, well, maybe it's just my headphones. I didn't see his comment there.
Well, I didn't have anybody else say anything, so I figured it was Hunter's. But see, Hunter, if you would have told me that my laptop was unplugged, then we wouldn't have had the issue. All right, what else we got? Last one for follow-ups. Tua. So Thursday night versus the Bengals. Obviously, everybody saw what happened. He'd been ruled out for this week already. And I got some good info here. An unaffiliated quote. I'm throwing air quotes up on that one because I got conflicting stories here. I'm about to read to you. The unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant who cleared him in the Bills game has been fired. Okay. The consultants are hired jointly by the Players Union, the NFLPA, and the league under pro football's concussion protocol, which is intended to prevent the kind of traumatic brain injuries that have plagued the sport for decades. According to the NFL's concussion protocols, a team's unaffiliated neurotrauma consultant is required to be a physician who is impartial and independent from any club. So that makes sense, but that's why they call them unaffiliated.
Yep.
Because it can't be, I'm a big fucking Dolphins fan, Tua, you look good, get back in there. Right. So I understand that.
I have you in my fantasy league. Get your ass back in there.
Right. Yeah. Which if he has Tua in his, I guess he had a pretty good couple games there.
Yeah, Tua's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, where did I leave off here? He also has to be board certified in neurology, emergency medicine, physical medicine, and rehabilitation, or any primary care CAQ, which is a certificates added qualification. Sports medicine certified physician, or board eligible or board certified in neurological surgery, and has documented competence and experience in the treatment of acute head injuries. The consultant wasn't in a joint statement from the NFL and the union said that their investigation into the decision to allow Tua to play on Sunday continues, but they agree league's concussion protocol needs to be updated to better define gross motor instability, which is what we saw on the field in the Bills game when he got up, and use the signs to prevent further injury. The only official involved in clearing Tua to play. So Tua's to be interviewed this week. He should have been today or before, the past couple of days. Nothing's come out on it yet, but they said early in the week. Of course, wouldn't it be wise for them to kind of wait? Dude can't think right now because his head's,
Right.
Yeah. What happened out there, Tua? Well,
there you go.
The pitch was inside. I leaned into it, trying to help the team, and it's fucking. He doesn't know what the hell day it is right now. So hopefully, they at least take that into account before they, get moving on him. But there's still, more to come. More to come on the Tua situation. That's not over. The other, like the follow up to Myles Garrett, that about wraps that up. Unless he takes a summary hearing, maybe it'll get juicy. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. This is the good one. So everybody saw this story. I mean, this went viral. People at work were talking
Videos
about
went viral, yeah.
Everybody knows about this. It's pretty crazy. A fishing tournament in Cleveland. So the deeper story. So this is going to blow some minds because when I read some of this shit, I was like, what? So the gist, obviously, Jacob Runyon, Chase Kaminsky, Lake Erie Walleye Trail. That's the Loot. They call it LEWT, Loot. It's Lake Erie Walleye Trail. It's an event. They held an event, over this, last weekend. And 8 pounds of weights and partial fish fillets were found in the stomachs of fish that they weighed. More than a year prior, this team out of nowhere, Chase and Jacob Runyon, started dominating walleye tournaments. So digging a little deeper into the Loot rules, though you can start to see the outline of the pervasive threat to tournament fishing, cheating, there's a reason fish story, or it's a fishy story, is a synonym for lying. So cheating in fishing tournaments is something apparently that they've been battling forever. Now, like the story I read said, if you add a couple pound or inches onto a fish that you caught with your grandpa while you're, telling the story to your parents, big deal, right? Who cares?
Yep.
But when you're playing for thousands and thousands of dollars and $150,000 boats, they take it a little more serious. So what I found out is that the Loot actually does mandatory polygraph tests for all winners, along with random polygraph tests for other competitors. The tests are administered by a retired police officer and cover the angler's knowledge of both the tournament rules and the day's catch. Failing or even refusing a polygraph test is grounds for disqualification, as is the use of a cell phone or any other potential assistance to seek out more target-rich waters. So there were red flags about these two prior to this. This wasn't like they caught these dudes and everybody was shocked. You could hear by the crowd, how long have you been doing this? You know, lots of
Well, I think they were
profanities.
like,
I was into that video because I like to swear. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
The video was awesome to me because those guys were just like going bananas on these two. I mean, they were like, you fucking piece of shit. Like, they were mad.
well, I thought I saw something where there's like, what do you want to say, like a year-long like standings thing going on. And you must get points or some sort of whatever. And like these guys are leading. Yeah, like
they would have secured the win if they would have got by this.
They've
tournament.
been doing well all year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there were other red flags too. After most tournaments, a company will clean the fish free of charge and donate the entire catch, 400 to 500 pounds worth, to local food banks. But when Runyon and Kaminsky won their tournaments, they refused to add their fish to the food bank haul, a strange decision for anglers who were staying far from home and would have no trouble catching fish on their own time. The implication is that they knew their fish were already dead, caught before the tournament, and stashed until needed, and thus spoiled and unfit for donation. Runyon and Kaminsky had taken in somewhere around $400,000 in winnings and endorsements. They won a Warrior fishing boat valued at $151,000 that they immediately sold and split the proceeds. They were disqualified from the fall brawl in 2021 when one of the two, undisclosed by the tournament, failed the polygraph. Now, this next bit kind of gives you an idea of who the one who failed was. It was likely Runyon, as Runyon was, excuse me, Runyon was at this point in the middle of suing the tournament, that the fall brawl, to win a Ranger boat and money, and quoted saying, "It wasn't just a loss of a very expensive boat we had rightfully won," Runyon told Cleveland.com in December. I'm sorry. "It was having our names dragged through the mud and smeared on social media and among walleye fishermen around the area." A little late for that, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it happened once already. So if you're into, walleye fishing and you follow this stuff, it sounds like none of these people would be surprised like we are.
Yeah.
So Jason Fisher, who is the loot director, Fisher had heard the whispers. Now, in the loot rules, it says gossip and whispering will not be a reason why we will randomly polygraph any of the anglers. When the two won the September loot tournament with a cameraman in the boat there to film as part of a season-long retrospective, Fisher felt a sense of overwhelming relief. So in September, they won a tournament, sounds like legitimately, or they did something when the cameras weren't looking. They did, whatever it might have been. I don't know. But Fisher told Yahoo Sports, "I congratulated them. You guys cleared your name." Fisher said, "I thought they were in the clear." This is after early September tournament where, they had this camera crew on board and they won the tournament. So that kind of put the whispering and the gossiping to bed a little bit until this past weekend, which at that point, egg sinkers were found. Everybody saw the video. The fillets, or the partial fillets, pulled out of the guts of the walleye that they had weighed. Now, what a lot of these guys said too, and I actually watched Jason Fisher release a statement. He's the loot director, did a Facebook Live where he released a video statement, and he said he's been around fishing, like for me, who doesn't fish often or anything. I do trout. That's about it. I can't look at a walleye and tell you about how much that weighs. But these guys,
right,
this is what they do for a living.
Oh, yeah.
They can do that. And that's what he said when he weighed those fish. It should have been a 3 to 4 pound fish. It weighed in at like 7 or 8 something. And he just said, he got a knot in his stomach. He was like, this.
Yeah,
this
that's
isn't
not
good.
right. Yep.
Yeah. So The Division of Wildlife, part of Ohio Department of Natural Resources, is in possession of the evidence from the tournament. Officials preserved from the incident. Local prosecutors will be investigating the scandal as well. This is a quote from the county prosecutor, Cuyahoga County. He says, "My staff will be meeting with officers from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Tuesday regarding this matter." This is Michael C. O'Malley, the county prosecutor, like I said, in Cuyahoga County. He released a statement provided to Yahoo Sports, said, I take all crimes seriously, including attempted felony theft at a fishing tournament. Those individuals will be held accountable. So I went through PA Crimes Code, and I discussed this with a couple people on the thread who asked, one said he could be charged with fraud. Well, in PA, there's no blanket fraud that just covers something like this or anything that appears to be fraudulent. Fraud is very specific in Pennsylvania. If you look at the theft section, by title, the only one that might sound intriguing, right, is theft by deception, because they were deceiving in how they, won the tournament.
Yep.
The way the section is wrote, though, I still don't believe it would fit. So unless there are some, like he says here, felony theft at a fishing tournament, I don't know if theft at a fishing tournament is a separate crime in Ohio, but it kind of sounds like it might be. Or it's just the way he worded it. I don't know. But yeah, in PA, I don't know what. And I mean, and somebody said
I'm trying to think.
Animal cruelty.
Theft by deception. Yeah.
But if you read the section of theft by deception,
well,
it doesn't fit.
I had to do it for that jury I was on. That was one of them, was theft by deception. And I can't remember, I remember there was 4 specific points it has to meet. I don't know if it would have.
I don't believe it would. I read through it the other night when I was trying to figure out what these guys could be charged with in Pennsylvania. Of course, now this happened in Ohio, so it doesn't matter. This was just for, shits and giggles, basically. Hunter says you could hear multiple people in the videos say they knew this shit was happening and they thought they were cheating. Yeah, we kind of covered that. I mean, it was the gossip and the whispering that was coming to Jason Fisher, and then there's also the failed polygraph by who I believe is Runyon, not confirmed, but Runyon suing them. So it made me think that Runyon was probably the one who failed the polygraph and wanted to clear his name. But yeah, pretty wild. Something we'll, keep an eye on that one too, like we do all of them. But it's just, I didn't like polygraphs. That blew my mind.
That's serious business, right?
Yeah. I was like, what? These dudes have to. Wow. We should start doing those on men's night.
Yeah, no kidding.
We start running some polygraphs up at the old golf club. Let's see what them scores start looking like then for some of these guys. I'd love to see it. Yeah. All right, on to the next one. Brady's favorite ring. This is nobody's thought of this. I thought of this today. I haven't seen any memes, nothing. But Brady, obviously, with a divorce looming, all the memes were coming out that said, oh, Eli Manning, Nick Foles, and Giselle are the only ones who can keep rings away from Brady. Brady's quote all the time was, what's Brady's favorite ring? The next one. He doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, see you, Giselle. Peace. Like, he ain't going to find another. Yeah. I think so. No, wait,
that's his retirement plan. He's going to be pissed. He took less money for years living on Giselle.
Yeah, but
I guess he signed a mega deal with the NFL.
No, he's probably going to make out. He will probably make out in the divorce.
No, there's no way they didn't have a prenup.
Oh, I don't know if they did or not. But anyway, let's say they didn't. I mean, if you go, if Florida's a 50-50 state or whatever, I mean, of course, who knows where she's got funds stashed away and he's got brands and funds pushing, Yeah, it's definitely not going to be as basic as, a guy who works at the refinery and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. She's the breadwinner. It typically goes in a 50-50 manner. So
it'll be interesting to see. Like I said, I still don't think anything actually happened.
You're not buying it though. Yeah.
No. reconciliation right after the Super Bowl this year, or Brady season ends, whichever comes
He ain't
first.
winning a Super Bowl this year. I think the last thing you said is more likely. All right, Antonio Brown doing Antonio Brown things. He was in Dubai in a pool. A video surfaces of him. He's swimming next to some girl who he claims he knew. I don't know, maybe he did. There really hasn't been much follow-up after this, except for just somebody who was videotaping Antonio Brown being an idiot. Pulls his ass out, rubs it on her twice. She starts swimming away, looking kind of disgusted. She turns around and looks. He floats to his belly to the surface, pulls old dad out, letting her flop around in the pool. And it's just Antonio Brown, man. My favorite part about the whole thing is he tweets the day after the video comes out, Sunday morning, and he says, I'm telling every team that needs some offense to pick up AB because he's shown that he still has the ability to expose a D.
That guy is unreal.
He's nuts, man. He's absolutely bananas.
I love everyone that just like is still just blaming CTE. I'm like, yes, I'm sure that's what it is. Sure, it's the CTE and not this guy just being a fucking nut job.
Yeah, he's insane. But that tweet goes down in history as an all-time favorite tweet for sure.
Excellent.
It literally
that's why he's a Hall of Famer.
The day after him pulling his dick out at a pool at a hotel in Dubai, he tweets to the NFL, and it's at NFL, like tweets it to the NFL that he knows how to expose a D. So, damn. All right, last one, not to kill the mood. 27-year-old male at Acrisure, a.k.a. Heinz Field, fell off an escalator after the Jets-Steelers game. He was treated at the scene by EMS and Pittsburgh police. Critical condition at the hospital where he later died from his injuries. There hasn't been a lot of details. I did watch a local PA news or Pittsburgh news where they interviewed a couple of the witnesses. And of course they didn't give like massive details, but the one guy said he heard it. And then he looked over and saw what he saw. And he was like, I'm still pretty kind of, fucked up by this. Like, surprised you did the interview. Usually people wouldn't do that if they're that messed up about it. But yeah, so that's a shame. This kind of thing happens, a couple times a year. You usually see something. You don't want to assume alcohol is involved, but it typically is. But I don't know. Like I said, none of the details have really come out yet. And the Pittsburgh police are still investigating. So we'll see if there's any more to that. One comment to get to. Giselle makes $33 million a year, Hunter says. That's more than Brady, isn't it?
I would assume so, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what he's making.
I can't remember what his deal is.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, I don't think either of them are going to be hurting for money when it's all said and done.
Correct.
Doesn't make too much of a difference. All right. This edition of the Things That Stings, powered by Jones Pest Control. Ants, spiders, bees, or mice, don't think twice. Call Jones Pest Control at 814-230-9548. We're going to take a quick break. Going to put up the segment break video, get our guests in here in my hive. It's going to be Touchdown Tommy Nyquist. We'll see you in a couple. Blue Line Auto, located at 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren, is locally owned and operated and is a family-run business specializing in vehicle sales and service. They offer state and safety inspections and general car repairs, including but not limited to brakes and rotors, tires, oil changes, batteries, starters, and alternators. They also offer vehicle undercoating prior to winter to help keep your vehicle protected. Currently, their hours are Monday through Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Thursday and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them today to schedule your next appointment at 814-230-9061. Your safety is their goal.
Hi, this is Ryan Klein, the host of the new pop culture podcast, Me, Myself, and Rye. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and several other platforms. Special guests, breakaway shows, bonus episodes, cold beers, and a whole lot more. So what are you guys and gals waiting for? Subscribe now to the Me, Myself, and Rye podcast on Spotify or wherever it is that you get your shows and start listening today.
My High, Joe and Sketty's very own world of sports.
My Hive is presented by Blue Line Auto. For all your automotive needs, call Blue Line Auto at 814-230-9061 or stop in at 1606 Pennsylvania Avenue East in Warren. Joining us in My Hive, we had a little bit of email difficulty, but we got it figured out. Warren Dragon Jr., running back, cornerback, basketball player, point guard. Any other sports you play, Tommy?
No, just those two right now.
All right, Tommy Nyquist, everybody. So,
how we doing, guys?
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Are you at the YMCA right now?
I am at the YMCA right now.
He lives at the gym.
He does live at the gym.
I'm working out with Maceo right now.
Are you with Maceo right now?
Yeah, I'm just taking a little break right now. So.
All right, good deal. So that's where I see you more than anywhere is at the YMCA. So that makes a whole lot of sense to me. Yep. Rumor is you have a job also. Is that true?
I do.
Where do you work?
Cover mill.
All right. Sure. So with that's going to lead us into our first question. I got some questions I'm going to rattle off to you. You just answer as you see fit. Favorite breakfast place in Warren, Mama Jane's or Plaza?
Well, my favorite, my favorite's not in the options. I got to go with Peppermill.
Yeah, smart man, Tommy.
Well, that leads us into our second question. What do you think is more expensive right now, a gallon of gasoline or a cup of chocolate milk at the Peppermill?
Well, personally, I've never had a cup of chocolate milk at the Peppermill, so I couldn't tell you that.
Well, that's good because you'd be broke. You're not allowed to have you can't have NILs. You can't have NILs in high school sports, Tommy. You can't afford chocolate milk at Peppermill right now. It's insane.
Yeah.
Prices are nuts. Third question.
Oh, geez.
Who is your favorite late 30s bald guy to play pickup basketball with at the YMCA?
I'm not sure.
What the hell, Tommy? He is Team Sketty, I see.
Yeah.
I don't play any pickup basketball.
I know, but the obvious answer is supposed to be me because all I do is pass to him, and I rebound. I do what I'm supposed to do.
I guess I'll go with you.
All right, thanks, Tommy.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, fourth question: who does a better commercial, Jake from State Farm or you on the Warren General radio ad?
Jake's pretty good. He's all right, but I'm probably gonna have to give that one to myself, honestly.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Ben White commented that you're okay. I said late 30s. You might want to check your dad's ID there, Ben, because I don't think he's in his 30s still. All right, on to some serious questions. Football or basketball?
Right now, I don't really know right now. I'm just kind of working hard at both because I don't want to look too forward into the future, you know.
So you don't prefer one over the other?
No, I guess it kind of depends on what season I'm in. I guess like when it's basketball season, I'm really into basketball. When it's football season, I'm really into football. So,
But it's football season, and you're working on basketball right now.
Yeah, I'm lifting during basketball season too, so I guess you consider that a little bit of both.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a follow up to that question, what's your favorite? If you could go to any college, what would it be?
I'm a big West Virginia fan.
Okay,
West
so
Virginia. I like West Virginia a lot.
I'm WVU's coach for football, and I'm the coach for basketball.
Oh my goodness!
I set down 2 scholarships on the table, and I say, Tommy, take your pick.
I would have to have a lot more time to think about it, honestly. And just
that's cool. That's cool.
I have no idea.
All right, that's a tough question on the spot.
Yep.
All right, here's a really tough one for you. If Coach Morelli retired tomorrow, who would you want to take his place at head coach?
I mean, I feel like all of our coaches would do a pretty good job, but we're not planning on him leaving, so I guess we don't really have to make that decision. But I don't know. I really don't know. So
see, I'm throwing some tough ones at you, aren't I?
No, yeah.
All right, so talk about the football season. How's it going? How many TDs do you have?
I have no idea, to be honest. I don't. Like 5, maybe 5, 6.
All right, because I nicknamed you Touchdown Tommy for the purposes of this show.
Well, I appreciate it.
So, because you did have 2 the other night, right?
I had 2 against Franklin.
2 against Franklin.
Yeah.
So, playing the position well, and you're on the field the whole game, right? You don't really leave the field?
No, I'm on offense and defense and a couple special teams. So,
what special teams?
I'm the kick returner, and then I'm kind of like I block for punt return too because, I don't want to be blindsided when I'm catching the punt return. I guess, right?
Smart.
That's a dangerous spot to be in. There's no doubt about that.
Yep.
How long you been working with Maceo?
Probably since I was 8 years old, maybe. 8? Yeah, I've been working out with Maceo for a while. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You do your ball handling is pretty spectacular and fun to watch when we get, playing pickup.
Yeah, I appreciate
that's
it.
why. See, it's funny for me when I play pickup hoops in different places. I play differently. Like when I play with guys more my own age, and we do that on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot more. But when I go to YMCA Sunday mornings, I know my role. It's you go down under the hoop, you bang around with some big dudes, and you rebound the basketball. And that's
when does that start up again? The Sundays.
Well, that's a good question because it would have to be Todd running it, I think.
Right.
Because he finished it up last year because Sherman moved down to North Carolina, South Carolina.
Is that where he's at?
One of the two.
I think South Carolina, I heard.
Is it South Carolina? Yeah, so he
I
moved.
think South Carolina, I heard, yeah.
So soon though, but I won't ever go until after flag football. So I usually start up in December is when I'll be there to play. Because I have to do on Sunday mornings, I'm doing my best Tommy Nyquist impressions on the flag football field.
I appreciate it. How's your team doing so far?
We haven't lost, but we've also won. We won 4 out of the last 5 years, the championship. And I think the championship 2 years ago is the last game we lost. We went undefeated last year. We're 3 or 4-0 this year, whatever it is. I don't know, but we just had a good game the other day. We had been mercy ruling the first 3 weeks, and then this past Sunday we won by 1 point.
Oh, that's good. Who else is on your team?
So Eaton.
Okay.
Jeff Eaton. That's our quarterback. That's my quarterback, as T.O. would say. Mikey and Matty Garrett, Pellegrino, Brendan Lobdell. Probably some names you'd know. You'd know them if you saw them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would know a lot of the guys on the other teams though, because like the one team, they were Fraley's. I can't remember what they're called now, but they're all guys who are recently out of high school.
Okay. I think does Alex Anderson do that? I'm not
Anderson,
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he the dude who plays for Teal?
Yeah.
We play him Sunday. He plays for the Mustangs. We play him on
Okay.
Sunday. This coming week we play them.
All right.
They're a very young team. That's like Donovan
Mhm.
Fiskus.
Ryan Arnold on that team, maybe?
What's that?
Is Ryan Arnold on that team, or is he?
Ryan Arnold's on my team.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, he's a cornerstone snake. We snagged him up because
All right.
I'm 38, Tommy. I can't run like I used to be able to run, so I got to start replenishing our roster with some youth, that when when I am done and some other guys are done, the snakes live on.
Mhm.
That's the idea, the plan.
Right.
But I do think that one kid's nuts, though, that he plays for. Well, okay, let me take that back. I did think that the kid who plays for Teal was nuts for coming home and playing a flag football game while he's.
I know. Yeah.
But then over the last couple of days, I found out that Teal was on a 41-game losing streak, and now I don't blame him so much. Like I don't think
41 games.
Yeah, they just won.
Yeah.
This past weekend, they beat
Oh, wow.
Bethany College and snapped a 41-game losing streak dating back to 2017.
Well, good for them then.
Yes. Yeah. But now I understand why that dude was like, "Yeah, I'll go home and play some flag football." It doesn't matter.
He's trying to get a win.
He's good though. He's a pretty good. I mean, he's fast as hell.
Yeah, he is pretty good.
Well, he's playing college football.
Right. Correct. Yeah. All right, Sketty, any questions for your subordinate?
I don't have any questions for Tommy other than hope you start winning some more games. We got a little momentum going here.
I know. Mercyhurst is gonna be a tough game, but it's definitely a winnable game. So
wait, Prep, the same team who just played Eisenhower?
Yeah, team just played Eisenhower.
See,
a lot of pressure. Transitive property.
I know. Yeah.
When do you play them? Is that this Friday?
Yeah, this Friday in Mercyhurst Prep.
Okay. Wait, they're not. You guys aren't home this week?
We are not. And then after that, we are home against Titusville for homecoming night, and then after that, we're home against Meadville for senior night.
Is the field going to be ready, or are those games going to be in Youngsville?
Well, there's the soccer game going on War Memorial tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they practiced on it today, and then they
good.
have a game on it tomorrow.
So that means the track's done, I guess, or close enough that
the track doesn't have the lines on it, but it's like
it's there,
painted everything except for the lines. So
okay. So I scouted Mercyhurst Prep on Friday. I should have got a phone call from Sean Wilson or Greg Miller saying, "Hey, what'd you see?" Because I was there. I watched them play. Their quarterback is a giant.
I know. What is he? 6'5", 6'6"?
Something. I mean, I told Sketty at the beginning of the show we were talking about the Eisenhower game, and that kid looks like he came off a D1 bus. Like he's big.
Okay.
And he moves well, has a strong arm. But
I think they're gonna throw a lot. So.
Oh, they do. Yeah, that was the name of their game against Eisenhower. It just didn't. I mean, Eisenhower's defense just did what they needed to do. So hopefully they are good. Yeah, we've been watching them pretty close. We had Chris Bunk on last week. Actually, he came on.
Yeah, I watched that a little bit.
Did you?
I watched a little bit of that.
So do you think Warren and Eisenhower should play against each other?
I mean, that might settle some disputes, but
it would settle some disputes.
I don't know.
Okay, so what's your thoughts on this? Scratch that idea.
Okay.
And what if Warren just created a mega team?
Like with Eisenhower and Warren?
Sheffield and Warren. Yeah, because you guys already have the Youngsville guys, right?
Yeah, just all Warren County. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of kids from Sheffield and Eisenhower that would definitely help us out. So I think we'd make us a lot better. Yeah,
that'd be. I mean, I know that's a touchy subject when it comes to some of the parents and stuff like that. I mean,
right.
I don't know if you were. How long's Youngsville been co-opt? 3 years?
I have
4
no
years?
idea. I think it was like the year before I was at the high school they started.
That sounds about right. And I can tell you that in my viewings of some Facebook posts, there was hold on. Ben White's in the comments. Then they would be the Kinzu Dammits. I'm into that. What would the logo be, Ben? That's what we need to know. So Sean says 6 years. Sean's in the comments. Sean, you should have called me.
6
I scouted
years.
Mercyhurst Prep last week. I was there. Watched them. I got some some hot info available if you need it. So anyways, I remember when the co-op started with Warren and Youngsville, though, and I saw some Facebook threads going where parents were just going bananas because they're the Eagles. They want to be the Eagles. And
Right.
Sometimes things just don't work out that way. If you don't have enough players for a team, then you have to do something. You have to go somewhere to play. So I don't know.
It was nice to play on the Youngsville field, though, just for those Youngsville kids to be able to play actually at home. So
I didn't even think about that, but that was probably pretty cool for them. How many Youngsville kids are on the team this year?
8, 9.
It's not bad, but see,
8, 9 kids.
I mean, unless there's people who are holding out because they don't want to play in the co-op world,
that's not going to get you a team.
That's not going to get you a team, right?
Yeah.
But Tommy, any shout outs you want to give to any of your friends, family, loved ones, Jesus, anybody before we let you off here?
I wasn't really planning on any shout outs, I guess. So not really. Shout out my boss though. He's a great guy.
Hey, there you go, Tommy.
Holy smokes. You're the first person, Tommy, to ever give Sketty any credit on this show at all. Ever.
Oh, really? Why?
I think so.
That's a surprise.
He takes a beating in the comments sometimes.
Not from me. Definitely not from me.
Not from Tommy. Tommy, what do you do there?
Tommy.
You a busboy? You cook? You serve?
I'm a waiter.
You're a waiter?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that. I hadn't seen you there.
You're gonna have to come around.
I will.
Yeah, you got to come in. Leave a big fat tip, Joe.
Let me take a second mortgage out on my house so I can afford a chocolate milk, and I'll be over in a jiffy. All right, Tommy, thanks for joining us. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. We'll do it again. We'll have you on, and you can keep us updated on how everything's going, and we'll get you in during basketball season too. You can be our Warren basketball field reporter.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for joining us, Tommy.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tommy.
Yep. See ya.
Good kid.
Yep.
Hunter says, give Tommy a raise.
I was waiting for someone to say it. Thank you, Hunter.
Hold on. There we go. Okay. So that was good. Good kid. I always liked him. I see him, like I said, I played pickup with him at the Y a bunch of times. He is a phenomenal athlete. Watching him move with a basketball is crazy to me. Just quick.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Quick, shifty, full control at all times. It's pretty neat. So good kid. I'm glad he came on. He was excited last night when I asked. I just thought, I don't even know what I was just, he gave us a follow on Twitter. And I was like, we don't have anything for tomorrow. I shot him a message. I'm like, you want to come on? He's like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, good kid.
Yeah, we'll have to get him on during basketball for sure.
One of the most humble kids you will ever meet. Totally agree with you on that. All right, let's get into the 3-bagger, and then we'll wrap the show up. I do have a story to tell pre-3-bagger, though. Betting week, okay? Had another good Sunday. 2 in a row. But it got a little hairy there for a minute, and I'll explain why. So I don't know what was going on with FanDuel. Occasionally, app overload, so many people on it, whatever it could be. They have problems. Things happen. So I was putting in a teaser, a 3-team teaser. I do every Sunday. I do one for $50. I do a 3-team teaser, 5.5 to 6 points. I just kind of see what it looks like and go from there. But so I put in Bears, Chargers, and Titans in teaser. Submit bet, right? It just starts spinning and spinning and spinning, and I'm like, what the hell? It ain't taking it. So I back out of it. And the bet's still up. So I'm like, okay, it didn't take it. I hit it again. Well, turns out it took it twice. So I had a $100 teaser on Bears, Chargers, and Titans. Chargers, Titans, neither of them were an issue. I had the Chargers minus a half a point, so they just had to win. And then I had the Titans plus a lot. I can't remember what it was because I think they were like 3 or 4 point dogs. I think I had them plus 10. Well, the Bears, I had them up to plus 9.5. And thank God, Graham Gano missed a field goal with like 20 seconds to go because it was an 8-point lead and they allowed them to get down into, and I'm like, so it was 3rd and like 6. I'm like, they need a first down here or else they're going to chip shot a field goal and I'm going to lose this. But I had a backup plan. I was going to email FanDuel and be like, yo, what the hell? I only submitted one.
Yeah.
Why
Only did one bet. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do the dirtbag move, but I mean, would have made sense. It was, the app was acting like shit. So, but yeah, I ended up getting both of those. And then individual bets went 2-1-1. Lost the Packers, pushed the Vikings at -3. I won the Cardinals and Falcons, and the Falcons I had on the money line, so that was like plus money also. So it was a good weekend. But so that led me to last night. I'm like, well, I got some ammunition, had the itch, seeing what's going on in the baseball world, which I don't do very often. This is rare, but I get on. I open the app. There's a boost to plus 325 of it was Justin Verlander 8+ Ks and Astros money line. Yeah, what the hell? Threw 50 on it. Verlander struck out 9 of the first 10 batters he faced. And the Astros scored 6 runs in the first 2 innings. They won 10-0. So that bet was like wrapped up in like the 3rd inning.
Pretty good.
Yeah, he recorded 8 straight at one time, and it tied an Astros record. But I was like, okay, so things have been going well.
Easy money. Easy money.
Yeah, easy money. That I text Pelly because him and I text a lot about bets and betting and whatnot. He has a good one going right now. Actually, I can tell you, he did a bet with Mark. That was like a full weekend of paid for drinks. If the Pirates won, the over-under was 62.
Okay.
And they're 61 and 100 right now. But I can tell you, 4:05 first pitch. I didn't hear from. They won. So the bet pushes. No. The bet pushes. 62. He had under 62. They finished 62 and 100.
Not bad.
So Pelly's bet pushes, but he would have had a free weekend of alcohol if they would have lost tonight. Unfortunately for him, they did not, which makes sense because I felt like he would have texted me about it had they lost because he was like 4:05 first pitch. Like he was amped up, ready to watch Pirates game. Probably the only person in America excited to watch that game. Only person. All right. One last note before we get into the 3-bagger. The Steelers have now completed the 32-team circle of 14-point underdogs since the AFL-NFL merger in 1970. They have never been a 14-point underdog since the merger.
This was almost one of my 3-bagger picks.
14
points is a lot of freaking points.
I'm probably gonna honestly, I might move that to like 17 or 18.
Wow. Kenny Pickett, man. The time has come.
It has, and he's going to struggle against Buffalo's defense, I think. But anyways, Steelers were 13.5-point underdogs one time, so they were close. They almost had done this already, and it was in the Super Bowl 30. They lost to the Cowboys, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. That's an insane stat. They've never been the only team left in all of the NFL. Only team left to not be a 14-point underdog at some point during a season.
Yep.
Crazy. All right, 3-bagger. Review last week. I went 1-1-1. What's that?
I said, do we have to?
You won one game.
I did not have a good week. I did win one game.
Yeah, so I went 1-1-1. We have our first push. The Vikings -3 was a I won on the Bengals, lost on the Packers. You lost on the Dolphins, lost on the Lions, win on the Eagles for a 1-2 week. So that moves the overalls to 6. Lock of the week. You
Was another
lost,
loss.
so you're at 2-2.
Good loss.
6-6 overall for the 3-bagger, and I'm 6-5-1 overall on the 3-bagger. We got some work to do. So
we do.
Brings us to our. Where are we at here? Where are they at? Got them. Okay. Sketty starting off week 5, 3-bagger. Giants plus 8.5 at Packers.
Yeah, I don't think the Packers are that great. I think the Giants are, a pretty solid team. I think getting 8.5 points. I don't know that they win this game, but I think they're going to cover easily. Daniel Jones looks like he's on track to play from what I see, so I'm not too worried about this one. I mean, the Packers just barely beat Bailey Zappa Snack.
Yeah, I'm with you on this too. I don't think that the Packers are a team. They're probably going to win this game, but I do not see them covering the 8.5. They're just not in a way right now offensively where they're going to blow teams out. So I like the points on that one. Sketty, Lions plus 3.5 at Patriots.
Again, Patriots not good. No Mac Jones. I don't know if Hoyer's going to be in or not with the head injury. The Lions score a ton of points, even though they give up a ton of points. I just think 3.5, they'll cover that.
Yeah, I had this one previously, and then I was like, well, we have two of the same, so I changed mine. But I'm with you on this one. Probably going to be Mac Jones 2.0, his twin. Did you see those photos going around?
Yeah, yep.
They do look a lot alike. It's weird.
It's shockingly similar, yes.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. They score a lot, and I just think that trend continues. They got and they scored 45 points without Brown and
Swift. Yeah. So I think they're going to be
their biggest weapons. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. So I changed mine. I like this one too. It was on my list, but ultimately didn't end up making my 3-bagger, and then it did because I didn't want to have all the same picks as Sketty. Titans minus 2.5. The Commanders. I think the Commanders are absolute trash. And was listening to a couple guys today talk about Carson Wentz and how he just doesn't even look interested in playing football. It's like he doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to be playing. He looks miserable. He sucks. And I like the way the Titans are starting to get Derrick Henry going. If they continue doing that, I don't think they're going to have a problem scoring on the Commanders. And I just don't like Washington's offense. Terry McLaurin targets have to be at a career low. He's not even being looked at by Wentz, which is crazy for a lot of fantasy owners out there who probably picked him relatively high. I mean, he was a pretty well sought after receiver, and so I like the Titans covering 2.5, winning that game probably by 10. Sketty, Cowboys and Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are hot garbage, and Cooper Rush is winning games. I can't even believe this line is a line. I hammer this all day long. That just seems like easy money.
Cowboys defense is good, and the Rams offense has looked so bad that I agree with you on this one too.
Micah Parsons is going to feast. They're down so many offensive linemen now. I don't know how the Rams. Maybe they can squeak out a win, but they're not covering 5.5.
Yeah, that'll be a good one to see because that's really going to tell us if they're where the Rams are at, because the Cowboys are playing pretty good football. Not pretty. They're not doing it with with style, 20, 25 points, but they're winning games. Defense is good. Going with my boy Gino, getting 5.5 at the Saints. I think that's what.
I almost picked this game, which would have made us
3 for 3.
Same picks. Yeah, this was really close to being it.
Yeah, I like this one a lot too. I think the Saints are just a mess, and I mean, they hung with Kirk Cousins. The Vikings are completely underperforming. I mean, if you watch that game against the Vikings should have won by 17. They stalled in the red zone 4 or 5 times, ended up kicking field goals. Wasn't a great offense, their best offensive showing, and they still end up winning the game. Seahawks are just kind of finding their way. I don't know if it's Pete Carroll. I don't want to give him too much credit because I hate him, but they're just doing it. Geno's looks smooth. I mean, he's still not a guy you're going to lump in with, Herbert, Jackson, Mahomes, Allen.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to lump him in with them, but he's finding ways to get the ball to his receivers. And Penny looked good last week.
Yep.
I like the Seahawks in this position with getting 5.5 at least to keep it close enough to cover, if not win. Sketty, lock of the week.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners and giving the Panthers, the 6.5 points. Look, Baker Mayfield's terrible. This Niners defense is really good. They've been outplaying teams and just, haven't really put one together until this week. And usually this is kind of what does this for the Niners teams. You get that win against the Rams and they kind of get momentum rolling. As good as the Panthers defense is, I just think the Niners are going to run all over them in this game.
Yeah, I just don't think the Panthers are going to score.
Yeah,
that's what it's going to come down to. I don't know that the Niners are going to light up the scoreboard, but I think they can get, into, say 17-3, 20-3. I could see this game going that kind of way.
Yep.
Jimmy will do enough to get them downfield to find them ways to score. If they get Debo out in space, he wasn't out in space against the Rams. They just missed like 15 tackles. Never mind. Caught a ball.
That was such a terrible. That's such a terrible throw.
It was so bad it was good though.
It was literally like the game of golf. When you hit it terrible, works out for you. That ball was like, if that ball was where it was supposed to be, that was pick six the other way all day long. Just unbelievable.
A lot of agreeing going on in this week's 3-bagger. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I liked all of your picks, and you liked mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how that shakes out. See what the numbers look like come Sunday night. So, all right. Anything else you want to add?
Nope.
Next week you be in the new Sketty pod cave.
I'll either be in the new pod cave or sitting empty in this house someplace. Me, a computer, and the ring light.
Sitting just on the floor up against the wall.
Yeah, that could be. Who knows? We'll see what I got to put together.
As long as you're here.
5-gallon bucket on the middle of the floor. Yeah, I'll be here.
Whatever. All right. Thank you, everybody who tuned in, got in the comments. We appreciate that. Love the interaction. Thank you for liking the post. Those who did that, if you like our live video feeds, it helps us out. So try and do that every time if you can. Thank you, Tommy Nyquist, Touchdown Tommy, for hopping on with us. We're gonna bring him back too. We're starting to develop correspondence for each high school team. It's good. We're gonna keep that flowing. Want to thank the sponsors: Swing Juice, Busch Light, Napoli's, Your Daily Local, JP Photography, Mean Sales and Service, Jones Pest Control, Me, Myself, and Ride Podcast, Blue Line Auto, and Complete Roofing Systems. We appreciate all of you for making all this continue. So until next week, take care, be safe. Good luck on those bets this weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday.